3, 2, 1. Wait, let me get the sniff out of the way.
You're not supposed to say 1 when we start.
Hey.
You just say
Yeah,
3,
Rob,
2,
can
and then you
you?
go.
Hey, let's
Hey,
go ahead.
you
Let's
can't
put
see
it,
my
we're gonna
finger
scrap
in
that
the
one.
studio
Let's do
right
a
now.
roll.
But you
Fucking
just
triple
do a
that.
silent like 1. You know, we learned this in TV production.
Hey, you can't see my finger though, so it
Don't
doesn't
tell me
count.
what I can't see.
Oh, my bad. I forgot you
you
guys
don't
could
know
see
where
that.
I am.
My bad. Hey, my name is Robert,
My name is Nathan.
My name is Joseph.
and we are Mom, said,
said
no
no.
Productions.
I didn't. Are we doing
Yeah.
that? I didn't know if we were doing the Beastie Boys
Oh.
thing or not.
No.
Where we all like scream it like
Yeah.
oh like there's like
Yeah.
20 of
Like
us.
Rob, it'd be like moms. It'd be like, yeah, like Robert said, like mom said, and then we'd all say no,
No
and then we'd get Brass Monkeys, which is a real drink.
Interesting.
You want to try that out, or you want to
I'm down.
keep rolling?
Wait,
All
the drink or
right.
the-
All right, I'll do it off of director Joseph's. Like,
Yeah.
Wait, Brett,
direction.
try Brass Monkeys or the thing?
Like Mom Said No Productions, right? Is
Oh,
that
okay, yeah, okay.
Okay.
I just want you to know, I have no idea how we're doing it, so I'm just gonna go off of you.
I'm pointing, because you don't say one, you just go quiet. So.
Mom!
Nice.
Wait, what?
What?
Do we just say the whole thing? Is that what we're doing?
It's like, you guys know Beastie Boys? It's like it's like you say like the last like word or two in the sentence. But then Rob just kind of, I thought he was gonna say mom said it, but then he just kind of whimpered mom.
Yeah, because I thought it was mom, and then someone else said, and then you were gonna say no, and then we're all gonna come together for productions.
Oh, we can do that.
Okay. Last take.
Okay.
All right. Mom
Said
No.
Productions.
I like the other one better.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah. Editor Robert has got it. Don't worry about it. All right. So this is the other half of Mom Said No Productions. Joseph and Nathan. The five of us. Five? Yeah, 5. The 5 of us make up
the
Mom
Furious
Said No
5.
Productions. Oh, is that a fire? The name, the Furious 5?
I think
I
that's
think it's
the name
taken,
of the.
but
Yeah, that's. Oh no, you know it's I think it's Fast 5. So we can do
the movie?
Yeah, we can do Furious 5. That's us.
Yeah, I called Crane, voiced by David Cross.
Interesting.
Jack Black.
I'll figure it out later, guys, for who I want. Don't worry about it. So, I asked Logan and Josh how we first met, but how did we first meet, the 3 of us? What do you think?
I want to hear it from Joseph's POV.
Yeah,
I feel like
you get the floor.
Yeah,
Joseph.
I want to see. Yeah.
So, okay, so we were taking Film Prod 1 all at the same time, and Nate and I were also in editing 1. And so Nate texted I think my Discord bio, it was something along the lines of like, or like Jerry, like you set off the eclipse. It was some Seinfeld Berserk joke. So Nate reached out to me. I'd never met him, never talked to him, and he just said, "Hey, I like your bio. Seinfeld's funny, and I like Berserk." And I was like, "Cool, thanks, man." Like whatever. I think there was like 2 more sentences exchanged, like super brief conversation, and then we just like met up in class. And then when we did that, you're like, "Oh, by the way, this is Robert." And then we got lunch in the cafeteria, talked about comic books, and then I went out that day and bought another comic book. Oh no, you know what it was? It was I bought Inferno. Was talking to you guys about how I didn't get it, and you're like, "Well, did you read this other like encyclopedia of prior and necessary information?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard of it." And then I had to go out and buy that.
Seems like X-Men to me.
Yeah. I didn't know what House of X or Powers of X was because I'd stopped reading comic books for a while.
Yeah, you're right. That's
so
fucking funny.
I don't know what's going on. You're like, dude, you missed all of it.
Yeah, and that's...
Which is ironic, because like
you're the X-Men guy,
yeah.
I know. See what happens when we take a break?
Hey, no more breaks, bro. All gas, no more breaks.
Back on the grind.
All right. How I remember it, or how I met Nate and Joseph. What? It was, I think it was before Film Prod 1 started. I think it was on Canvas. Nate messaged me, Or he messaged everyone. It's like, hey, I'm making a Discord server for the class. Everyone join, please. And I'm like, okay. And then Nate just started DMing me out of nowhere. I kind of thought Nate was hitting on me. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, you're not special. I hit up like 3 other people just to make
Damn,
friends.
bro. But
Smart.
yeah, and then I remember he made me take a picture of my shelf, and then history was set from there, and we just started talking about comics and stuff like that. And then I remember you were like, dude, like, do you think I should read The Boys, like the comic? And I'm like, no, you should not. And that was yeah. And I do remember that day in the cafeteria because I remember we ended up like, because when I first saw Joseph, I thought he was like this meathead, you know.
Why?
Can you expand on that? Can you like
Yeah, no,
explain
hold on,
that?
I
You
wanna-
can't just like
please.
drop that and like
Let
not
me
say
hear
anything
this.
else.
I thought
Shock
Joseph
Rob.
was like this guy that was just taking the class to take the class, and he didn't really give a fuck about the class. Joseph struck me as a guy that was doing like pre-med or like kinesiology, and this was just a GE
What
class.
does that mean?
You're saying Joseph looks like a kinesiology major?
He does a little bit. He used to, dude. The fit, the tank top fit with the pajama pants with the beanie on, bro. Like that's like
Bro, I didn't wear a tank top to class for.
I
I
think he's only
swear.
worn like a wife beater like one time. to
Dude.
class.
And even then, it was like as an undershirt and like in Film Prod 3. Like it was like
I don't know,
years
dude.
later.
I don't. I just remember you looking like that for some reason, and then I'm like, oh,
How could he look like a meathead? He wears glasses.
I think
but-
I walked. I probably was
I think he
wearing
was
like
just
pajama
tall.
pants and a t-shirt, and then Rob's like, "This guy's over 6 foot."
Honestly,
I bet he's really into baseball. Like,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
actually probably exactly what happened. And then I found out you like Doctor Who, and I'm like, dude, no meathead likes Doctor Who.
You didn't get that impression from like thinking no meathead likes X-Men?
No.
Damn.
I mean,
Like,
you
that's
can like
nice,
X-Men, yeah.
but Doctor Who, he's like, "No, this kid got beat up."
No, well, because
Yeah.
I feel like Doctor Who is a very like it's way more like nerdy and sci-fi than like X-Men.
That's
I
fair.
think, yeah. You know the people that watch Doctor Who, like you have a certain like
Elaborate.
like you,
Yeah,
you
elaborate
know
on
like
that.
Elaborate on that.
glasses, tall, you know, like Joseph.
The
I
two
mean, I don't wear
factor,
glasses.
Yeah, glasses.
Hey, you
yes,
do?
you do.
I'm not tall.
Your picture right now has glasses on. What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about? There's clearly no glasses on this profile picture right now. From how I met both of you is basically long story short, I recently changed my major from computer science at OC at a community college. And
It's okay to say it. I feel like if you look on the channel, we have straight up have Orange Coast College on the
okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I recently changed my major at OCC from computer science to film because film was something I always wanted to do since high school, and so I was finally getting do something I finally want to do, and then I was like, oh wow, like man, I want to make new friends here too, you know, because it's like, oh, like it's gotta be people with the same interests finally, and not computer science people.
I like how Nate goes, "I just didn't want to be friends with computer science people," and he's now doing a podcast with a computer science person and an engineer.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because we all we all dropped from the path.
Retired.
We all
Yeah.
retired, yeah. It's okay.
Former.
Yeah, exactly.
I just didn't want to play League of Legends anymore. Is how all I'll say about that.
I feel like you've never played League of Legends.
I've literally have played League of Legends. I had like a
Mm.
phase during 2020 where a friend got me into it right in the middle of Chinese class, saying like, "Hey, do you want to try? Do you play League of Legends?" Mind you, I was the only Asian guy in the class. And he
Maybe it
asked
was
me-
That was
the
targeted. That was
Yeah.
targeted.
maybe it was
And
the
I was like,
computer science
no.
rite of passage, dude. You ever think about that?
Basically, yeah. I was a top. I mained was it Tryndamere top lane. But yeah,
Nathan,
yeah,
a top?
Damn it.
yeah, that's like a totally normal thing. I don't know why that is a surprise to anyone. But anyways, a little off track. I want to make friends in this new found major I have. I'm like really passionate for too. So I started a Discord server, you know, bring people together, and then I started like hitting up people, and then trying to like start conversations with them. It's like, oh, I noticed Joseph looks like he's into Berserk and Seinfeld. I'm into Berserk and Seinfeld. I'll point that out. And then with Robert, um, it seems like he's into anime. I also like anime. I'll point that out too. And then basically, like, that's how I started talking to both of them. And then I basically just brought them together by we all took the same class. I was already talking to Robert and Joseph separately, and then they both started talking to me, and then I just like introduced them to each other, and here we are. Flash forward, mom said no productions.
Mom said no
He
productions,
says
dude.
introduced. Yeah, it was very much. We just kind of. He's like, we will all sit here together.
This is true.
Basically.
Yeah.
It was like basically I think I was either already having a conversation with Robert and then or Joseph, and then one of you or the other like said hi to me, and then I talked to you too, and then we're already like in the same group, and then we just sat together. I think is how
Oh my god!
basically-
Wait, I just realized. I know how I met Rob.
Oh.
I stole your seat.
Oh yeah, you're right. You did steal my seat. Happens a lot, huh?
Rob had a very specific seat that he used to sit in, try and spit game.
It's in the
And
past.
I
now,
didn't know
dude.
that, and so I just sat there because I was trying to sit
It's
next
all
to
right.
Nate.
It's all right. It's all right, dude.
Cross together.
Fucking what's it called? I remember the very first project. I think one of the first projects I worked on with Nate. He was late to set for like 25 minutes, and all of us, the crew, were just sitting in the parking lot, just waiting
which
for the
project are you
director to
talking
show up. It was the shapeshifter one.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Dude, it was
I
so
completely
it was so
have, like,
ass.
no memory of that one.
Dude, it was really embarrassing and like kind of like I felt really weird because I didn't know anybody there. We were just all standing around for like 30 minutes waiting for you to get there, and your like cousin was there, and I was like, "Yep, how you doing, guys?" It's really weird, dude.
But yeah, the whole assignment was basically doing a whole array of like different shots that we had to form to a story. But like the main idea was basically getting like doing almost every single like basic shot in film in like one project. I made it without
enough.
sound too, even though it clearly should have had sound in it.
You know, you were just ambitious, bro. I remember we threw someone in a trunk. we
We
filmed
did throw
someone in a
someone,
trunk.
but it was
yeah.
a fire ass shot though, inside a trunk though.
I remember you screened it for the class, and then Eric's like, "Dude, please don't film in a bathroom anymore."
Oh yeah, because he was like, "What if someone walks in there? You know, it's
Yeah.
weird." And then
Yeah, it was funny, dude. Aren't those like the best moments you think of film? Like when you just had no idea what the fuck you were doing.
When our professor says, "Please don't film in the bathroom anymore."
yeah,
Hey, that was a fire moment, dude. Top 10 moments.
I think the nice thing about film class is it makes you do something, even if it's not as thoroughly planned out as you would hope at first. Like it just makes you figure it out.
Dude.
It's like you have to do it. There's no choice. I think
it's a lot of problem solving. That like
Yeah.
that's just a good life skill in general too.
Back in the day, man, those Film 1 projects, all of them were like super like guerrilla style fucking impromptu. Like it was crazy, dude.
How many times do we have to change like location just because it's like, hey, you know what, the sun went down and we have to, we just can't see, we can't afford lights.
Yeah, because we have
Or now it's an inside
shit ass
shot.
planning, bro. We're just like, hey, let's film a short in a day.
Or we just got kicked out of this parking lot, basically.
Yeah.
7
stuff like
shots,
that.
yeah, we can do it in an hour.
Dude, I know that was fucking crazy. I think the first project that we really like was a good project that we worked on was probably like the Michelle Rue interview.
That was a really good one. I like that one. I do like the chase one a lot. I think that was really, really fun. And I think it's janky, but I think you could see how much fun it was to work on. I think it carries through.
It was fun, and the best part was you could see the sun setting.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Completely
yeah.
unintentional.
Like, it gets
Yeah, you can.
darker the longer it goes on,
Yeah.
and it got so dark. I think I figured out what happened. The
Sun
was
went
it
down?
the camera we used was so bad with low light that we had to blast the shutter speed. That's why it was going at like 2 frames per second at the very
Oh,
end
yeah, I
too.
can do it.
Yeah, that's fucking
Yeah.
funny, dude. Oh my god. That project was I think the camera died during the project. We had to charge it for like 30
Yeah,
minutes.
and we were just
Yes,
like
it
sitting
did.
around.
Sitting next to an outlet. I think we were productive during it. We planned the next stuff. We're like, okay, what do we do now?
We're never gonna have that experience again. Like that type of guerrilla style filming. Like we're never because I don't think we asked for permission. I think we just pulled up. We just started filming.
Yeah,
No, we just kind of said if anybody
Yeah.
questions us, we'll say it's for a class.
I mean, which it
Yeah.
is. You know, it's not like
Yeah,
we're
it was, to be
lying.
fair.
Yeah.
That was the
I
first
mean-
one we worked on Logan with, I think, too, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was a kid that was coughing. the sick kid from Africa.
Yeah,
That's right.
the
Yeah,
coughing
he had a
baby is what
cold,
he said.
and so
Yeah.
he wore a mask. And I took a Polaroid picture of him, like mid cough or mid sneeze or something like that.
Dude, okay,
And that was what we used.
he swears that he wasn't sick during the shoot. I swear he was sick. That's why he was
He
coughing.
was. That's why
Okay,
That's
yeah.
why he wore the face mask.
That's what I
think the
fucking
cough
thought.
might have
Yeah.
been fake. I think it was like
Oh.
he was like, "Oh, let me cough real quick for you."
I'm already
But
sick
like
as
he
fuck.
was
Let me
sick.
cough.
Yeah, no, yeah, that
Interesting.
was the bit.
You know, another project that I remember, I think we filmed also in the business was business buildings. Holy shit, was our oneer, Nate, the El Carrero.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's a solid cut. Yeah, I remember. There's a certain problem during the shoot where someone just left during the shoot. Remember that?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
bad, dude. We had an actor like just leave, and then he was supposed to be watching our stuff too, and then we ended up getting our stuff stolen.
Didn't
Well, we got a slate stolen.
I don't know
Didn't
where
we
the
work
fuck
with
that
that
slate
actor again?
was. No.
Is it who I'm thinking? Oh, it's not who I'm thinking of.
No, it's not.
No.
I think genuinely we just haven't also hit him up for anything. I think that's the thing.
But
I don't think he's active in the acting community right now.
what I found even crazier though is like the actor we didn't, because since it's a oneer, every single time we mess something up, we'd have to restart from the beginning. So we didn't even end up using him. Who we ended up using was there's some guy on like a floor right above us, literally just watching our production, and he was just like chilling there and everything. And we saw him and we're just, hey, do you wanna act in this? And he's like, oh sure. And he ended up being in it.
Hell yeah.
Like
Kinda
I
crazy
said,
how things
man,
work out.
I don't know if we're ever gonna have that type of experience again, dude. Like I feel like that's a very specific experience to that like inexperience that we had at the time.
I think so. I think part of it too is just anything we would try to do to simulate it. It's not gonna be the same because it's like half the fun with that is just we don't know what we're doing and we're figuring out on the go. I feel like if we were to do it now, it'd be like, okay, we'll have this in case this happens. We'll have this in case like
Yeah.
we'd be too prepared to really recreate that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
Definitely more risk adverse and like aware too.
Which isn't bad. I don't think it's a bad thing to be prepared, but it does change it. It changes the way it feels, for better or for worse.
I think it's definitely fun to look back on like that experience that we had, you know, where it's like, dude, that
Absolutely.
was fucking crazy, wasn't it? Like we just got a random ass dude. I was just staring at us do a oneer. It was something, dude. I remember I had to do sound on that, and it was a fucking nightmare. Because we had to go through a door.
Yeah, because you had to trail the freaking
Yeah, I had to follow. I had to track the
time.
follow, or I had to track the. I had to track the camera, and then we had to go through a door. There was a shot where he opened the doors. We had to go through, and I remembered like a couple times. I think I hit the door or something like that because it's like one of the first times I've ever doing boom in the first place. So, dude, it was.
I think
it was
one of the
something.
like the worst, also like funniest moments of that shoot is the fact that we were so close to getting a good take, and for some reason my brain absolutely farted. I panned directly to you, the sound guy, at the very end of it, right when we were about to have
Dude,
like
yeah.
our best take too.
I know what you're talking. I remember it, and I'm like, wait, why the fuck did you point the camera at me? And you're like, wait, why did I point the camera at you? I don't know. And I was like, what the fuck?
And like for reference too, we didn't even end up using a full take. We had to stitch together 2 different takes, and we were lucky there was a whip pan in the middle too. We could
Dude,
mask it with, but
it was
was
something,
crazy.
bro. Holy shit. Oh my god, memories, dude. You know what else brings up memories, bro? The very first
What?
project that we all worked on that wasn't the Michelle Rue interview, Saudade.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Hot
you're
dog,
not
dude.
even thinking about for some reason I was thinking about the second version of that, but you're thinking about the first version, which is kind of crazy.
Dude, V1,
Oh.
bro. We used to have it up on the channel, but it's not there anymore, unfortunately.
I think it's one of those things where it definitely, I will say this, it put us into connection with a lot of really good people.
For sure.
Like
Yeah.
so I think that's kind of cool, and I think it was definitely the largest scale thing. At least I'm not gonna speak for you guys, but the largest scale thing I'd done up to that point. So it was kind of cool to have that experience. But it was jank. I mean, we didn't get permission at any of the places we filmed. We had
No, we tried. Remember at the 7-Eleven? I mean, we tried.
the permission we got, for context, it was we walked in and said, "Hey, is it cool if we film our friend walking out the door? He's gonna buy that iced tea." The guy was just like, "I guess." Like,
And
we really
then-
didn't we didn't get permission.
No, of course
But
not.
no, well, we filmed part of
The
that at
into
a
like a
park
little
in
conflict in the
public.
parking lot though, in that same
Yeah, we
like
got
shot.
Oh
fucking
yeah,
kicked
that's right.
out.
Yeah, this lady, she like was walking in, and so we like turned the camera away because we're like, okay, we're not gonna hey, we don't need her in the shop. B, like we're not gonna record some random lady. That's privacy. And we turned the camera away, and she like freaked out and was like, "Don't record if you don't want me in your shot," and started yelling at us and cursing at us. I'm just like, why are you mad that we didn't record you without asking? Like, we put.
Yeah,
I was really
out of
confusing.
courtesy, we didn't
Yeah.
shoot that scene when you were in it. You know, like
I think I'd seen so many things of people being like, "You recorded me," and then it's like you're just in the background. That I was so shocked to see the opposite happen, where it's like we didn't record somebody because we didn't ask them, and then she got mad that we didn't record them.
oh my
Yeah,
god, dude, just that whole project was just like crazy, man. And it wasn't
yeah.
even like we didn't put in the work. We did put in the work. It's just we were
We put in the
so
work. We just didn't know what we were.
amateurish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't
We
know what
had
we were
no
doing.
idea what the fuck we were doing. We were just doing it, you know?
Yeah,
Crazy.
which
My
I will
contribution
say
is
is
the final shots in my bedroom.
Yeah, we used your house,
this is
man.
true. Yeah, we did.
Honestly,
Um,
dude, looking back on it, I felt so bad working with Logan back in the day because I feel like I remember Logan walked up to us like on that day of the bedroom and he was like, "Hey man, I'm not really doing anything, so I'm gonna head out." And I was like, "Oh, like, I'm sorry, bro. Like,
yeah, I think we didn't know how to like
we just didn't know the roles
distribute
because
work evenly, and so yeah, so we were just like,
it
we'll
was
just
just
do
me and you,
everything
fucking
ourselves.
everything on our shoulders, basically. I was,
Yeah,
The storyboard too. Oh my
yeah.
god, that was crazy.
yeah, because it was what you did, producing, audio, editing,
I did
and
half
then
of a storyboard.
casting,
You did half of a
and then
storyboard.
yeah, that's right, we did split it in half.
Oh
For
my
whatever
god,
reason, we were
dude.
like, this will work, and then I know I did camera, directing, and writing, and then
Jesus, dude, that just when you say it out loud, it's just the amount of hats that we wore on that production. We were literally skeleton crew of just me and you, bro. Like,
and to be
holy shit.
fully transparent, in case anybody has any doubts, it did not work. We needed people.
We definitely needed people because fuck it,
Desperately needed
the
people.
end product was not like
We had one person
amazing.
who accidentally joined the crew, and like without him, we would have been totally fucked.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
it was
it
fucking
was like
Dustin, huh? Yeah,
yeah,
we
it
didn't
was
Yeah.
even
I was
our
mean
gonna
for
say,
him
want
to
to give him a
be
shout
there.
out because like
yeah, absolutely to love
good
Dustin.
work.
Love Dustin,
Our
bro.
main
Yeah.
actress was like, "Hey, is it cool?" She's like, "I know you guys. Is it okay if I just bring like a friend, like to film?" We're like, "Yeah, of course, like absolutely, no worries." And it ended up being somebody who was really big on our like the kind of like film, I'll say, community at our school. And so I think I was the only one who didn't know him because I
Well,
walked in. I've
I
never
thought it
fucking heard
was
of this guy.
funny because Dustin knows Tristan, and he just also ended up being on the shoot. So he's like, "Wait, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
Like it was.
yeah, he was like best friends with our main actor too. And so he was like, we'd be like, okay, we're gonna do this, and he'd be like, actually, don't you guys want to do the lighting this way? And we're like, you're so right, dude. And like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Dustin was
like
the goat
I
that
think,
day, dude.
yeah, yeah, we would be. I don't know what we would have done without him.
It would not have looked a fraction of what it looked like if Dustin wasn't there. Because
Yeah.
I guarantee you, at the time, none of us knew shit about lighting.
Oh no, not at all.
Fucking 100%. We didn't know jack and shit about lighting, dude. It was so bad.
But then that led into I'll say our latest short film, or one of our latest. I think we should talk, which it's the same script technically. It's just reworked. And I will be on. I want to hear your guys' opinion. I was talking to Rob a little bit about this earlier, but I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions. I don't love it. I think and I was saying this earlier, but I'm incredibly proud of the work people put in, and I'm beyond grateful for everything that everyone did and like what we did to come together. And honestly, I think for the most part, it doesn't look bad, but I don't love my writing in it. And I think looking back at just the subject of it, I'm like, God, I was really emo. Like,
It's a product of the time, man. It was just the
yeah,
headspace that you
Yeah.
were in, and there's nothing wrong with it. Like, there's nothing wrong with the project inherently. Yeah, it might not be, like, amazing, or, like, yeah, it might not be exactly what we wanted, but it was what we could do at the time with the resources and everything we had available to us, right? It was the best that we could do, basically. And I don't fault it for that at all.
that's fair.
I
I think our
think
budget was no, it was $100, but all of that went to food.
all of that went to food, and then the budget
All of
ended
that
up
went to
being
food.
like
It was
$300, and it was
it
just
300?
it went
I
up
thought
to
it was like
300.
100.
No, it went up to 300 because remember
shit.
it was the
Really?
food, and then it was the commission, and then it was the
Oh yeah,
Commission.
yeah. Remember we had your friend.
Oh
With
yeah,
the
yeah,
comic
yeah, yeah.
cover.
Right, Kobe. Yeah, yeah.
in the first scene.
And then we had the other one that was free from Vic, and then it was just a lot of other factors that just like and then it was the printing of the comic itself, and then it was just a lot of like random production costs that were like, let's do it. I think it'll make it look good, which I think it did. I think it added a little bit, and if it didn't add a little bit to the script, it gave us memorabilia about the script or about the short.
I will say I do want to talk about that because I don't know. I mean, I don't know who's seen it, but obviously, like, I think that's one of the coolest things we did was for that short film in the beginning. When he's flipping through comics, like we got a custom comic cover done, and again, not sure how close people are paying attention, but it's just a recreation of the comic he was looking at before the cutaway, but with our characters instead. I'm like, it's kind of cool to be able to like look at that and be like, yeah, it's a thing. That's a thing we were able to like
It's like a little Easter egg, you know.
get in place. Yeah, it's a cool little
Yeah.
Easter egg. I think it's fun. I will say too, I think because the comic shop, it was one of you two, I think, that changed it,
It was
right?
me.
Or that suggested it change.
Yeah,
Was it you?
it
Yeah,
was
it was me.
Robert.
Yeah. Because originally it was in a convenience store, and I think the convenience store. I mean, there's some fun moments there, but it was just we wouldn't have been able to do it, and we were like freaking out, and
Well, the main thing was that
or I
nobody
was
said
freaking out.
yes.
Nobody said yes, and then
Yeah.
I was also like logistically, I'm like, we're not gonna get a set 11 uniform, but Robert was like, we should just do a comic shop, and we actually we were friends with, not were, we still are, but we were friends with one of the owners of a local shop, and we were like, hey, like we're working on the short film, is it okay if we film in your shop? Like we'd really like do this, and he was super kind and let us film in there, and he did a voice line for us too. Like it was, I mean, we were really lucky, but I think also like it was almost a blessing in disguise because not only did that mean we had this opening, but it also I think worked out better and was more true to us and what we wanted to kind of like the parts of us that we wanted to maybe like put forth in the story, at least in my opinion, you know, like that kind of personality and maybe sense of humor and whatnot.
We Bob Rossed it, dude. It was a happy
And
accident.
Bob
man.
Rossed it.
Yeah. Shout out to Coffee and a Comic too. We
Oh,
did
yeah.
like a previous video on them too. And yeah, we just used their shop. It's crazy how like stuff like builds upon each other and connects like that too.
You never know, man. Stuff, you know, it's connections, man. It's all what Hollywood is. It's all filmmaking is connections.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like problem solving too.
Imagine if
especially,
we
like, with this
never
production.
did the comic tour and we never went to Coffee and a Comic, and then half of our projects would not be on the channel, basically.
Exactly.
That's a good.
yeah.
Do you guys? It would now be a good time to talk about. I feel like the comic tour is a good place to kind of start with
Oh,
that.
dude, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to start? Or do you want me to start?
From what I
I mean-
remember, the comic tours were I know we changed the tradition to it being free comic book day, but when we first met, it was like we were all starting to collect comics again. You know, like we had all gotten back into collecting comics as a hobby. I kind of convinced Nate to start collecting comics because I'm a capitalist.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it's because you're
Lost me
Catholic.
a lot of
so
money.
it's
No,
like,
no. So
A lot
I
of-
don't see the correlation.
Phase 2.
I think sorry. So it was like we want to start buying comics, and we want to start collecting comics, and we're like, hey, do you know any good comic shops? And we're all like, like we know like a couple, like one or two. And we sat in a call one day, and then we looked up all the comic shops in our area, and we're like, hey, let's go to this shop, that shop, that shop. We'll plan a day. We'll go out to all these shops. We'll buy shit. You know, we'll have a good time. Basically, we'll have a day out with the lads. You know.
We
And
went to
then-
like 4 or 5. Yeah, we
Yeah,
started.
it was a
Lagoon and Aguel, and
it was a
went up to
long
Long
journey
Beach.
that day. I think it was
Yeah.
it's a hefty journey,
It
man.
was a trek.
But then we eventually
Yeah.
stumbled upon Coffee and a Comic, and it was a life-changing experience, I think. Like he was just really genuine, the owner of the shop, and we formed a really good relationship with him. He let us pitch a project to him like twice, so it's like, come on, dude, like that's amazing, you know? Like how many people have shot inside of a comic shop, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And like it was like at the time I don't even think it's like it was that big on our radar too, because we were just looking up stuff online, and Coffee and Comic like barely had any information on it at all too.
Yeah,
Like,
actually.
Yeah, well,
yeah,
because I remember we got in there and we were shopping. He's like, hey, like he's like, I need to know. He's like, how did you guys even hear about this place? And like,
Like
we
that's how
Googled
low
comic
key it
shops and
was,
you popped up.
dude.
Like,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
funny,
it was
man.
kind of crazy, but
And then
and then
oh wait, sorry, you go ahead.
no, go for it, go for it.
Um, and then I remember from that meeting, like after meeting him initially, I think we were just sitting in a boba shop one day after class, and we're like, "Hey, dude, wouldn't it be cool if we did like a little documentary series about going to different comic shops and like talking to the owners, and like having a good time and learning more about the industry and how to run a comic shop and stuff."
yeah. It
I
was like
think
originally pitched as like, hey, we're all into comics, we're all interested in these shops. We want like something to do. And so why don't we just like do a documentary on these shops too? And we never filmed a documentary in the first place
well,
before
we
anyways
filmed an
too.
interview. Yeah,
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
wasn't
but
really a documentary. I mean, to
yeah,
be
that
fair,
was
I
the
don't
motivation.
I don't know if what we did for Talking Shop can be considered a documentary at the end of the day. I think
I
it's
think
just
it's
a
more like a
fancy interview.
spotlight.
You think so?
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Especially
documentary maybe is the
the
wrong word, but spotlight I
especially
think
the
is.
first one with Coffee and Comic too. Like there's a story there and everything, and like
Yeah.
we're digging. Yeah,
Okay, well then yeah, like a
Yeah.
tiny mini doc,
yeah.
But I think the cool thing too is like the ones we've done, whether they're docs, spotlights, whatever. I think it is a really good opportunity to show who we are as creators, because like the Coffee and a Comic one, Rob directed that one. The Pulp Fiction one, Nate directed that one. I did the Surf one. Like Logan, I don't know if I could say it. Logan, I think is planning on doing the next one if I remember correctly. We all get to kind of show off our directing styles, and I think it's not only good to show what we can do in different positions, but it's also a good way to show like what different people get out of different experiences. Like Rob's version of a comic shop and what's important to him about where he goes might be different than Nate's, and that might be different than mine, and that might be different than Logan's or Josh's.
That's a great way to look at
Like,
it, man. I didn't really think about
Yeah.
it like that because I remember I think I was just when I was forming the doc, I just wanted like some basic questions about like different stuff. Like I just wanted to bring attention to comic shops. I think because I feel like back then I think comic shops have actually exploded in popularity recently. But I think
oh,
back when we
absolutely.
made it in 2022, like 2022, 2023, something
Yeah,
like that.
22,
It wasn't
22.
really that
2023.
like comic creators weren't that big a couple of years ago. Because now everybody does like a weekly haul and stuff like that, but back then we didn't have that. So I kind of wanted to just bring more like attention and spotlight to the comic hobby in general, and out of nowhere, I guess nerd culture just like exploded, and then like now everybody goes to comic shops, and I think that's pretty cool, man.
I think too part of it is like you look at movies and TV shows and just the kind of vehicles for pop culture nowadays, and it's like the things that used to be very nerdy or have this kind of like stigma attached to them, like they're becoming so mainstream, which I think is almost. I've heard good and bad arguments for it. I think it's nice because I think it takes this medium that is known for being really niche and really closed off, and it's kind of opening it to a whole new variety, and I think it's really only going to get better. I mean, comics really kind of flourish when you have these different perspectives viewing them and commenting on them. And I think you can only benefit from getting more perspectives and more input and more opinions.
For sure, yeah. Like through like these like superhero films are now like pop culture. Like now we can have like someone else can have the experience I had getting into comics through like let's say I got into Batman because my cousin showed me Batman Under the Red Hood, and now someone else can have that same experience with their own superhero movie and then collect their own comics, which like is like now there's another person I can share that experience with, which I found really interesting.
I think my
Yeah.
first like foray into comics was like a AMV, not like AMV, but like a music video of like Batman Battle for the Cowl. And it was that fight of like Tim Drake versus Jason Todd. And I was like, dude, this is fucking cool, man. Like this is dope, dude. And I'm
Spider-Man.
I'm sure the video is still up on YouTube. I think it's like a 14-year-old video. But dude, yeah, that's what got me into it. But now, people, there's all sorts of like ways that people get into it. Like you said, from movies, TV shows, we have so many like Marvel projects, DC projects, independent projects that people might not know are based off of a comic book. It's just like I'm really excited about the future of the industry in general. You know, it's looking bright, man. It's looking bright.
We're living at a time where like we literally have like a very popular show on Invincible too, which we've never been heard of.
Dude,
before.
yeah, I remember back in the day, I read Invincible as a kid, like a little bit, and I was like, dude, like this is crazy. And then nobody knew anything about Invincible. 2020 happens. Hey, Invincible's a TV show now, and I'm like, holy shit! And it's taken the world by storm. You know?
I mean, even like, I think you look at stuff like anime. Like I remember growing up and being like, anime's weird, and now I'm like super into it. And it's like I think we've hit this point where we're more open to being like, well, let's give it a chance, even if it's not the most immediate thing that I'm familiar with, and like kind of like going out of your comfort zone to try new things, you know?
I think it's accessibility, man. Because I think back then, anime
Accessibility is
and
a
stuff like that,
huge part of it.
it was just like you had to watch at a certain time to catch like Toonami, you know, like late at night. You might not have cable, you know, but now it's like you go on YouTube, you go on TikTok, you could see all of it, dude. Like people people post clips all the time, and like you can get a taste of literally anything, pretty much.
I mean, if you want to go like even deeper cut too, like, dude, I used to watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z through back then on YouTube, where they would post like, oh, Dragon Ball Z episode 28, part 1, part 2, part
Dude,
3,
yeah,
part
it'd be
4.
like 12 fucking parts just to watch the whole
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. So I used to watch King of the Hill.
Early YouTube was a wild, wild west wasteland, bro. Holy, like the more
It's
I
weird
Yeah.
to think
about
about.
it. Oh my god, dude! Do you guys remember like the one song? It was like a poorly animated thing, but it was like it had Godzilla and it had Batman. It was like
it was like the
Yeah,
battle
yeah.
or something, like
yeah, it was
everything
like the
battle or something like
ultimate
that.
battle or something like
That's what it was.
that.
Ultimate Battle. Ultimate
Dude.
Showdown.
Ultimate Show.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Holy,
Yeah,
dude!
yeah,
What
yeah.
a
God.
mythical pull for my brain that was, dude. Holy shit! Oh my god.
I would see like shit like that as like, dude, this is the most insane shit ever. Or like I'd be watching like random like was it animations where it's like, oh my god, it's Goku versus Master Chief. That's crazy.
Growing up, it was like because of the wild, wild wasteland that was the internet back in the day. Do you guys ever feel like as you grew up, you guys kind of honed your creative skills because of that? Because of how crazy the internet was?
I think so, yeah. It's like basically it really helped me problem solve and like also get into like 20 different niches at the same time too. Like whether it was like anime or something, like, oh, I'm interested in this one thing, and then I'd hop through like 3 different hoops, like I told you, through YouTube or like other ways to get into it. And yeah, it really helped me creatively too, because I want to be a screenwriter and like just experiencing those kind of stories in general. Cause ever since then, like I was just really into film and like storytelling in general, whether it be through like anime, through like comic books too. And growing up like that and experiencing those kind of stories really like, helped me become like the writer I am today.
Did you guys ever do like did you guys ever make shorts back in the day, like really
Oh, yeah.
bad shorts, Lego shorts?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did
I don't think I have any of them,
stop
but I know I
motion.
did them.
You did stop motion back in the day? That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
there's a video out there of somewhere out there in like the deepest crevices of the internet. So there's a scene in Harry Potter, The Deathly Hallows, part 1. Spoiler alert. But a certain character gets basically Dumbledore's like all powerful wand, right? I was like, this scene's really cool. So using Play-Doh, I recreated the scene where Voldemort gets the Elder Wand through like Play-Doh stop motion animation. It was really bad because it's literally just looks like 2 blobs like holding a bigger blob and everything too.
Yeah.
It's somewhere out there, but it's like animated in like 2 frames a second too. It's like horrible, but yeah.
You
It's
heard
like
it, guys.
out there right next to a video of me doing the Harlem Shake too that no one's ever gonna find.
Holy shit. You heard it, guys. Fucking get on the Wayback Machine, bro. Look this shit up. Find it. Send it to us, bro. I want to see I want to see the crazy shit that Nate just talked about. The fucking 2 frames Dumbledore scene.
It's my One Piece.
Yeah. Honestly, someone's
It's
bound to
real.
find it, I think. Do you have access to it?
He's like, yeah, but I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
neither confirm nor deny the
Mm.
information. But yeah, I think I was pretty creative then. Like, I was also like, it was that kind of like animation I was really into. A lot of doodling and like drawing too, because like I also had that phase where I got into anime and like, oh wow, I want to learn how to draw like anime. So for the longest time, I'd have like drawings of Goku. It was horrible, by the way. It'd just be like a stick figure with spiky hair. But then I was like, wait, I can like animate with this. So did one of those like stick figure like what was it sticky note animations too, where you just flip it
Oh
and
shit.
be like, yeah, and like be a little animated and like someone jumping. And I did one of Goku doing the Kamehameha, but it's literally just like 4 frames of someone jumping and then a giant like scribble coming out of his hands.
That's pretty cool though. Joseph, do you ever draw or like stuff like that? Because I know you're very like artistic type of guy. Like
yeah,
you,
well, when
you
I
play
was a
instruments and
kid,
stuff like that.
it's how I got into comics. I met Dustin Nguyen, and I won't say how because I think it'd like docs, but
Crazy mythical pull, by the way. That you just
yeah, but
met Dustin Nguyen.
I got to see him draw Batman and Robin in real. It was like he had like a projector and he just drew Batman and Robin, and he gave me a copy of Batman Brave and the Bold. I think it was like issue 49. It was some random whatever Batman Brave and the Bold comics out at the time. And this is right before the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie came out. So he also it was a promotional Green Lantern ring. And I remember being like, I saw that and I'm like, I want to do what that guy does. I want to draw like that. And comics are the way. And so that's how I got into comics. Like a week later, or maybe 2 weeks later, I went to my local shop and bought X-Men Dark Phoenix. But from there, I just kind of started to try and be like, okay, well, what artists do I like and what do I want to be like and how do I want to draw? And I don't really do it as much now. I kind of just like, this looks fun to draw, and I'll draw here and there. But I mean, for a long time, I was like, I want to be a comic book artist. Then it was like, I want to be a story. I mean, I have another friend who he does films as well, but Shane, we tried to make a comic book at one point in like middle school, and he has his own comic book called Bird Guy. But there was one, I don't even remember the name of it, but we tried to make it, and like I think we had like one meeting about it, and I was like, okay, I'm done, and like just never did anything. But I think I did a few concept or like character concepts for him for stuff that I don't know if they saw the light of day, but I was really big into drawing for a while, and then I was like, maybe I'll be a storyboard artist for movies. And then I found out how much work went into that. I'm like, I'm going to the Fire Academy, so then I totally pivoted and went started doing fire tech stuff. I was gonna be a firefighter, and then I was like, my heart's just not in it. So then I went to computer science because I'd taken a programming class like for fun, loved it, and then I was like, oh, I can't do this. I can't do the math at all. So then
Parker
I
wasn't in
was
it,
like, I
bro.
don't know what the fuck. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and I was actually gonna be a history major, but I had taken a film class because I figured, okay, well, film's not a horrible option. I feel like I can kind of go through it. And I took film prod 1, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll do this, and that's how I joined film. But I used to do that. I used to play guitar. Um, like I remember it wasn't a short film, but my friend and I one time we got into his mom's makeup cabinet and like painted like black eye makeup,
Uh-huh.
and then like ran out like screaming, and like it was really fucked up.
Dude, you
We
guys are
didn't know what was
assholes,
going
bro.
on. So we're just like,
Damn.
I was like, we were messing around and we got hit. And it's like, oh my god, do I need to call your mom? I'm like, nah, it's a black
Nah,
eye.
I'm
And then we
just
try to do
fucking
it
with
again like an hour
you.
later. And she's like, I'm not falling for that twice.
Dude, an hour later trying to do it again is fucking crazy.
We were like, enough time's passed. She'll have forgotten the first one. We still had the makeup on from the.
Wait, you like it was like exact same makeup used before too. You didn't even reapply
No,
it or anything.
we did it on the first one was on him, I think, and the second one was on me, or vice versa. But
She'll never know if we do it on me. I
I
don't
was
have
like,
any
yeah,
makeup on
like
my face.
she's expecting it on you.
That's fucking funny. Did you guys ever have any stories like growing up that like looking back on it, like yeah, I was probably gonna do film. I just didn't realize it at the time.
For me, at least, it was a lot of I was really into writing when I was growing up. especially like storytelling, everything. So what I did back in what am I thinking? 7th grade, I had an English teacher where she was just like write any story. So at the time I was really into Dragon Ball Z Abridged. The same channel did something called Hellsing Abridged. At the time I was really into manga, and so I read all of Hellsing, but then I was like, wait a minute, I'm like really into the story because it's like really cool. It's about like vampires killing Nazis and everything. And what I did was I rewrote a novelization of Hellsing, specifically the abridged version. So not even the full version, the abridged version. I think it's like it was 15 pages in my own like the most scribbly writing, and I turned it into her, and she was like, "Oh wow, this is like really crazy. Like, how'd you come up with this?" And then it's like,
Plagiarism.
just
Stole it.
Oh,
Just
just
like-
came up with it off the dome.
off the dome, you know? But yeah, it was just like literally me writing a novelization of that, and I was like, "Damn, this feels really nice." So yeah, I would just like constantly like write out stuff for her. Like, of course, like after that, I got more original, and then it slowly built up into like writing novels is boring, but I really like film. And then I began writing screenplays and stuff like that too. And then that's basically like how it developed. Like, wow, I think I just want to actually do screenwriting because like this feels really fulfilling.
What about you,
That's fair.
Joseph? You got anything about that?
I in like 8th grade, no, yeah, 8th grade. I took this elective for like 2 months before I switched out because I wanted to just be a teacher's assistant, and it was like film. And I remember I had this idea that for whatever reason I thought was hilarious. I was obsessed with Game of Thrones. I wasn't allowed to watch it. I could read the books, but I thought it was hilarious. I did Game of Harrison, and the joke was just it was Game of Thrones, but every character was him. And again, never watched Game of Thrones at that point. It was just kind of like what I assumed was it was about from the trailer. So like at one point we like threw him in a werewolf costume, or we threw somebody in a werewolf costume and like had him like lose a fake hand, just like stupid shit like that. And I remember being really proud of it because I'm like, this is funny, and like my classmates were like, yeah, that's good. And the teacher was like, I don't know, you should change it. It's not funny. And I remember being really satisfied when I got a laugh out of it. I have it on like a thumb drive hidden somewhere in my room, I think. But that was probably I was like I did that. I'm like, this was really fun. I want to do
Damn.
this more.
I think for me, it was like I just loved superhero movies. Like I just grew up on superhero movies, and I remember I would play with Legos and I would just recreate scenes from movies just with Legos. And it was just a lot of like every time we would have a project in school, I would opt out to do the video assignment because one, I thought it was easier, but two, I also just had a lot more fun doing it. So it really makes me wonder why it took so long for me to realize that I just wanted to be a filmmaker. For me, it took like a fucking years for me to finally admit to myself that, you know what, I want to make movies. It's quite a journey to get here, I think.
I actually want to like focus on like the fact that like you would recreate scenes from movies
Yeah.
using Legos too, because I feel like that kind of make believe stuff is like a very shared experience. Because that's what I used to do. Like when you're like creating toys and trying to imagine a whole story together too.
It looks
mean,
so
that's what
cool
I
in your
did with
brain,
the-
dude. It looks so fucking
Exactly,
badass
like,
in your
you're
brain.
like- You're like thinking, holy shit, this is like actually
This is just
cinema.
like the movie, bro. This is literally a fucking movie right now.
Exactly, yeah. Because I would do that with my own toys too, especially what is it? Like I'd have like these green army men toys
Yeah.
where like I do my own vague interpretation of like a war movie where it's like, oh, like they're shooting people, and then freaking the what was it? I throw in a plot. I was like, oh, we gotta bring out like this like secret experiment monster thing, and it'd just be my Hulk figure just like throwing him down and everything, and there'd be like storylines too, where it's like this person died, and like now like this person's gonna have a last stand. It was like absolute cinema that only played just for me, and that also built to me wanting to do film.
Yeah, dude. I remember since I was a big fan of like the Justice League cartoons, I would like come up with like straight up Justice League episodes in my head because I had like the little figures too, and I think I had them fight Jesus one time. It was
Wait, you had a Jesus figure or like
I think I just had like a random figure say like, "Hey, I'm him. You know?
This was action figures or Legos.
Uh,
I just want to
this was
clarify if you like.
both. Oh yeah.
Okay, I
My
was like,
bad.
I'm
I
like,
forgot
did
to
you
say
pick
it.
an action figure? Like, you're gonna be the stunt double for Jesus here, or I was like, did you make a Jesus Lego
No.
just
It was
to fight
I'm
Batman?
pretty sure I picked up like a random action figure, and I'm like, well, I don't have an action figure of Jesus, so I'll just do this. You know what's funny? There was actually a guy on TikTok that I saw recently that does the same thing I'm talking about that we used to do as kids, but he
I
uses
know
like
exactly who you're talking
fireworks
I know
about.
who
as
you're
like
talking about
effects.
too. He's like
Dude,
playing with
know
Star
who you're
Wars
talking
toys.
it's
It's like
fucking cool, bro, and he's actually
Yeah,
fighting Jesus, and I'm like,
he's
yo,
got
what the
he's got
fuck?
like the GoPro or whatever, right? So it's like when he
Yeah.
like moves it, like he like zooms in and zooms out and stuff. I
Yeah,
know it's
dude,
dope.
it's fucking. Oh my god, it's peak, dude. It's actual peak. It's crazy.
It's cinema. Yeah, like you're doing your own casting while doing that too. Like it's like, okay, my
Yeah.
figure of like Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe, you're gonna be Jesus now. You know, it'd be stuff like that.
It's fire,
Yeah.
dude. Oh my god. I was so sad when I looked back on it because in high school I didn't realize that there was a film class until like the last month of school. Because I was doing graphic design instead, and I was like, "Wait, there was a film class?" My friend was like, "Yeah, dude, there's a film class. Like, I'm in it." And I'm like, "Dude, nobody told me about this, bro. Like, I totally would have taken the fucking film class in high school."
Oh shit, I forgot. I don't know if it's embarrassing. I was really into improv in middle school. There's an improv class
Shit, dude.
that I took,
Hey,
but we did.
give us some improv, dude.
No, it's okay. But there was in the high school thing reminded me. There was a film class in my high school too that I didn't take, but I was one of the actors for my friend's application for it, and it was an Always Sunny parody, and I played I think the Danny DeVito character
I
role.
was about to say this is a joke, but it turned out to be true.
No, yeah, it's like I remember
6 foot Danny DeVito.
this was when I was short,
Oh,
when I was
okay.
really a little guy, but yeah, I remember it was really weird. I ran around, and I think that's why I can't remember if I was Danny DeVito or Charlie Day. I think I was Danny DeVito, but for some reason I was the one in the blue morph suit. But there were also no lines. It was improv.
Do you think that if we remade that now, it would be fire?
I don't think I would do that. I mean, one, that's borderline plagiarism at that
Yeah.
point.
No. Just make it, and then we'll say we're making it on spec. You know, like
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's parody. It's
Exactly.
parody.
There you go. I asked Logan and Josh this, but in regards to film, like, what do you guys want to do?
Well, for me personally, I've always loved writing. Like no matter what, like even back to what I explained before too, like little novelizations or like something else, or like being attached to like screenwriting. I think like I'm very set on wanting to do screenwriting. Before when I started, it was like, oh, I want to be a writer director, you know, because like that it's so cool getting to like have your own vision just display out there. I think I just get a lot more satisfaction from like screenwriting because I also like the idea of someone like reinterpreting a work I have too, and also like the pure idea of like writing something and being like, hey, I have a certain like taste or like certain stuff I want to see on film that I'm not seeing out there, so I'll just do it myself. Is basically where I'm going, and I'm still having fun doing it to this day.
Pull the Thanos, bro. I'll just do it myself, dude.
I
Exactly.
think that my answer is going to be a little bit pessimistic.
Jesus.
No, he was in the last part we just talked about.
Oh, my bad.
But no, I mean, this is gonna sound bad at first, so let me explain. But I don't know that I am fully gonna go into film. I think right now I kind of, again, not gonna go super in depth so as not to dox myself, but I'm pretty content with what I'm doing right now. And I think when it comes to the creative outlet, I am doing more, or not am, but have done more as a photographer that I feel like I'm really like with our film stuff, there's a few that I'm like, God, this is like, I will promote it every day. But like, I think photography for me is more in line with how I live my life. And so I do want to work on more film projects. And I think I like more documentary stuff, but overall, I'll probably end up maybe weaning off of film, or if nothing else, just kind of being like, hey, like I'm here for what you guys need me to do, as opposed to like I'm not planning on being like I'm gonna be a big Hollywood director. It's not who I am.
I see.
I don't know if this may not have been the best time
No,
to
it's
put
all
that
right.
out
And
there, but
with Joseph, you're gonna walk into my office and you're gonna sign a few documents in a bit, and then
yeah, you're gonna go ahead and look at the flowers real quick. No, but I mean, that being said, like I think with documentaries, that's part of why I like it so much is it's like an extension of photography. Like there's no script, there's no like, oh well, this is like you can just be like, this is a story I want to tell. Let me just ask permission for whoever I'm talking to, make sure I have a place I can show it, and then film. Like I think it's a lot more for me liberating. So I think if your question is like what role, like what job do I see myself going into? I guess maybe I enjoy editing a lot, so I would definitely be open to helping with that. I guess maybe for documentary director, but I think if I do more film stuff, it'll probably be along that route, if that makes sense.
Interesting. And I think it's interesting you bring up like photography as like a big thing. I think the reason you might like documentary and photography is because you just like capturing like impromptu human moments that you're not like
Yeah.
fishing to get, but you just get. Like I feel like that's a lot of what photography is. Like you set up for a shot, but like at the end of the day, you never really know like what you're gonna get in that exact moment, right? Like if
Yeah, well,
something
and
might
that's
just
even
happen.
like, I mean, one of my favorite shots I've ever gotten. It's the first shot that I ever got published. It was during a hurricane. I went out to the pier, and there were a ton of surfers, and it's like for whatever reason, there's just this one giant section of like open water, and there are just these two surfers like really close together, like talking, and nobody else around. And it was like a almost like top down view of that, and I just really really like that because I mean like you were saying, like it's kind of that impromptu human moments and connections, and I'm like that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
it's
like
not forced.
it's very honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially compared to like the more narrative stuff we've done in the past. In a sense, like we're trying to portray like we're trying to recreate honesty there through like our own stories. But when you do documentary filmmaking or even like pure like photography, you're just like shedding a light on a real like human moment, which I find like which is just really beautiful in general too, because it's real at the end of the day.
yeah. Well, and I think too, it's very almost like for me at least kind of liberating because it's like I think it allows and I'm speaking for me, but it allows me to kind of express a very specific part that I'm like I maybe wouldn't like I couldn't write a short or a movie or a show about what it's like to be in a comic shop, but like I loved filming that documentary in the comic shop, like both of them, like
Yeah.
so I think it's a very and for me I'm not a huge writer. It's not my specialty. It's not my something I'm good with. So I think being able to like still tell a story without having to like figure it out and worry like is this believable? Is it this? Is it like does it make sense? Like just being able to be like let me just let it play out
So
is very freeing.
like in my opinion, you kind of like shaping the story after like we already got the footage, right? Kind of
Yeah, I
deal.
mean, I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of editing stuff too, you know?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You're like I'll be like, okay, you know what? Yeah, it's a cool fact, but like he tells it for 5 minutes. I can cut that out and maybe we'll put it in another thing or we'll release the extended cut or something like that.
Yeah. Going back to how I like kind of got into film, like superhero movies. And how I like I'm assuming you guys also grew up on superhero movies, right? Like that's why we all
Oh
like
yeah.
comic books, that's why we're in
Oh yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you think makes a really good superhero movie?
I think something that sorry, I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. Something that adapts the material but is not chained to it. Like I think Hellboy's a really good franchise to look at. Like you look at the Del Toro one with Ron Perlman versus the David Harbour one. The David Harbour one from 2019, I don't like it. It's not great, but it is incredibly faithful in the sense of like story beats, right? It's like okay, like that is following the main Hellboy story. The important characters are all showing up. It's pretty similar for some of the dialogue, but it's not good. It doesn't have the heart and soul. Whereas Del Toro's is, I mean, fucking incredible because he didn't he wasn't like I need to make everything the same. He was like hell. He kind of took who Hellboy was as a character and what he represented. This almost like idea of rebellion, whether it be from a father figure, from nature, from fate, from destiny, and he adapted it into this character that I think is just really interesting to watch. You know, he's kind of a pouty teenager, but he's also this kind of like gritty hero and like yeah, he's gonna like kind of bitch and moan, but he's always gonna get the job done, like and I think a really good example of it. Really, it doesn't have anything. It's not like the Hellboy comics in the sense of what happened or like story beats or like it's not like, oh, that's based on this comic. It's just this is kind of who Hellboy is as a character, and you get to watch him come to life. And I think that that's what makes it a really good comic movie. Not that he adapted it one to one, but that he understood what made Hellboy special and was able to convey that via film.
I think I completely agree with you, and I think I understand what you're talking about. It's like, just because you adapt something one for one doesn't mean that you truly get the character, right? I think the reason why people love Guillermo del Toro's Hellboys is because, like you said, he understood the character, he understood the world, and he built upon that, right? Like, this is his take on what Hellboy should be, like, using all the
Right.
knowledge that he had, Like, it's not just, I mean, he said this, so let's have him say it in the movie, It's like, this is what he truly thinks Hellboy is as a person, you know?
Right.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you're not like making a good superhero movie isn't just about like emphasizing the superhero part too. You're just making a good movie in general too. Like it's not really like the focus on the spectacle. You're focused on just telling a good story in general too. That just happens to be a superhero story.
Yeah. I mean, look at Captain America: Winter Soldier. Like we just read that recently, and it's like you look at that versus the movie, they're not that similar. I mean
They're
the
not
book
fucking
is
similar at all. They're way different.
Yeah.
yeah. No, exactly. Like the book is like it's so focused on the cosmic cube and like Bucky's still for hire by this. It was like a dude trying to restore the Soviet Union, and then you look at the movie and it's like, no, he's Hydra, and it's like there's no cosmic cube. It's just a spy thriller, and I think that that almost grounded it a little bit more, and it made it so much more interesting. Like, not only yeah, you don't have to worry about like he's doing it because this magic space rock is telling him to, but like I think also having it be the big bad, the guy that we know is like the antithesis of Captain America, having that be the person in charge of Bucky, as opposed to like, yeah, it's this random guy kind of off in the corner that was able to stay hidden underground this whole like, it just makes it that much more impactful, and it's like that's why the Winter Soldier is so interesting as a character, not because like, yeah, he was this hitman for hire, like that got brainwashed a little bit, but because it's like he was this like sleeper agent that they just constantly had to like drill it into. Like I don't know. I think that's another example for me at least of like where the movie is maybe a little bit more interesting or uh, a better adaptation in my opinion than the book.
I get that. I think the general consensus for the Winter Soldier is that everybody likes the movie, but because it does
Yeah.
tell like a very personal story about Captain America and how he failed Bucky, basically, right? And how he's basically fighting his best friend at the end of the day. It's
And
like,
also like
oh
oh
no,
sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, and it's also just a story about like Captain America in that film like figures out since Hydra infiltrated Shield, he doesn't know who to trust, you know? Like he can't even trust the own government. He was like he whose name he's literally like, serving under too.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it such a good spy thriller as well because of that like idea of him not knowing who to trust too. Even his own like government and how it's like being infiltrated too, which also creates a very like thematically like rich story as well.
I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head with what you said earlier, Nate, where it's like movies, really good superhero movies or like comic book movies, they're more concerned with telling a really good movie first, like a really good story, and then like adding the DNA of that character into it. I think that's why I love Spider-Man 1, the Raimi movies so much, is because it doesn't adapt everything like one for one at all, like Joseph said for Hellboy, but it's a very personal like story about this guy that just wants to help out, that just feels like he has the ability to do good.
A good superhero movie can stand on its own as a movie. It doesn't have to be
It doesn't have to be tied down
carried
to,
by
yeah, exactly. And I
like
think that's great, dude.
like you look at some of the what is it like Thor 4, right? Thor 4, you need to go in being like I want to see Thor if you're going to get any enjoyment out of it.
Yeah.
It's not a great movie. But
Was Thor
then
Love and Thunder, is that Thor 4?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
okay.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
But then you
Okay.
look at Iron Man 1, it's like that is just a good movie on its own. And if you didn't know it was a comic book movie, if you just went in being like, let me just see this new science fiction movie, you'd probably still like it.
Yeah, no, totally.
Like you would
Fucking
probably still
100%.
go and be like, that was really cool. I want another one.
Dude, you make me want to rewatch Iron Man 1.
I want to rewatch Iron Man 1.
But yeah,
Is
man.
that one of your favorite superhero movies, or like, because you already mentioned Hellboy, so like, what are some other
No.
ones like that come to mind when like you think about the question, what makes a good superhero movie?
I got it. Let me pull up my list. I know Logan is, I don't know if it's top 3, but Logan is definitely up there. Oh, you know what? The Batman 2022.
Oh,
That
dude, of
is, I
course.
think, fucking
Stellar choice.
incredible. I mean, I don't think you could beat that one. I think it's like Hellboy, the Batman, and I'm looking through my list on Letterboxd of just every superhero movie I've seen to try and get a better.
I
I
mean,
mean, there's a
bouncing off
lot
what
that
you
I'm
just
like,
said about the Batman too, I think it's just like not only a really good adaptation of the character, but just like a really good film in general. Because I think what works about that film for me, because it's also one of my favorites, is the fact that like it's not just about Batman beating up criminals too, because that's a surface level of it. It's about him. He feels like an actual character in that movie who learns that his fists can't like completely fix this broken system he's living under too. Like there's other ways he has to like systematically like help these people and how to be a true hero too. And it's not just about this random quest for vengeance too. And it's about him becoming that superhero. And it's also like a really solid like mystery and noir too, with like this really rich style to it that makes it just such a great film in general.
You know what's a
yeah,
really hot take I have? Bouncing off that idea. The
go
Christopher
for it.
Nolan Batman movies. I don't think
Hmm.
they really work as Batman movies. Uh, Besides Batman Begins, if I like, I when I watch The Dark Knight, granted, The Dark Knight's a good movie, right? I don't know if it's a very good Batman movie. It feels like just like a spy action thriller movie just with Batman in it. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it feels
I think I
very
get you.
disingenuous to the character.
You feel like they made the movie and then they were like, and also he's Batman.
A little bit, yeah. Like especially with The Dark
I
Knight
get you.
Rises too.
Dark Knight Rises was rough.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
don't
yeah,
love
that
it.
especially with the Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight, what's not so much, because personally, I still think the themes of the film about like testing Batman and like his true ideals at its core still make it feel like a Batman film for me. It just gets more lost towards Dark Knight Rises when it just feels like a film that's like pure spectacle and like being epic for epic's sake.
You know that fucking scene on the football field? That was their money shot right there.
Yeah,
Where it fucking just
yeah,
crumbled apart.
yeah.
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 I don't know. I mean, I think they're cool. I've never been a huge Nolan fan, but I think Dark Knight holds a special place in my heart. Like, I watched it growing up. I remember my dad walking in. He had it was the Blockbuster DVD copy of The Dark Knight. It was that and Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Oh shit.
So I'm like, those two movies do hold a special place in my heart.
Nate, what are your top 3 superhero movies? Animated ones do count. Go.
Okay, top three off the dome. I'm gonna have to say number one of all time for me is Batman under the Red Hood
You copied my
because
answer.
damn,
I don't
but
know. Nature the first.
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Oh, why you
So
gotta hit me
I
with
think you're
luck?
copying his
Oh,
answer now.
dude. What? Whatever.
wait, this is gonna make me original. So unless you have the same reason why, but like, I feel like it goes back to what I said about like it's just a good film in general about this like it's essentially this human drama about this person reconciling this like basically the surrogate son who feels like he got abandoned and like challenging his own ideals, whether those ideals are more important than like basically like the love for someone who is once his son too, which I find like it's just a really good character drama in general and not just superhero film, which is also the film that got me into like Batman in general and thus like superheroes. And then the other two are I said this answer first, but the first Spider-Man
no, fuck you.
film
I literally said it like fucking
by
5 minutes
Sam
You're
ago.
gonna have the
Sam
same.
Raimi.
Oh
Okay,
my
okay, okay.
god.
But like, okay, I'll switch on my answer since Robert's also is gonna talk about the Sam Raimi movie anyways. I'll swap it with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse too. I think is a fire just comic book
The
film
third.
because of how well it projects the comic book style onto the screen from the onomatopoeia, the Ben-Day dots too, and just how popping like the whole film is and how much full energy that reminds me why like I love reading comic books and just like that genuine energy in general. And then for my third favorite superhero film, does this have to strictly be movies, Robert? Or
Yeah.
oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, yeah, my third favorite superhero film is you know what, how about you go, Robert, while I think
Okay,
off
all
my
right,
third
all right,
answer
all
off the
right, all
dome.
right. So,
Nate's third
you
favorite is
know,
Steel, starring Shaquille O'Neal.
fuck. I'm surprised you didn't say the Batman. 2022.
It's actually not, but keep going, keep going.
Oh, okay. My top 3 are, like Nate said, it's Batman Under the Red Hood, and this is gonna sound extremely plagiaristic, but I do like it because it is a drama between a father and a estranged son. The father basically fails his son, man, and he lives with that regret every single day of his life. He literally has his costume up in a little tube, like reminding him of his fucking failure. And he has a chance to reconcile with his son and like help him go on the better path, but he rejects it because of the trauma that he had. And it's just an extremely like well paced, well thought out, and just it was just it was a good movie, dude. Like I just love it. And then like I mentioned before, it was Spider-Man 1. It's just a really good solid story about humans, like the human connection basically. I just watched it recently, and it never gets tiring to me the more I watch it, which is something I feel a lot when I watch older movies that I've seen before. Like every time I rewatch it, like I just feel a little less about it. But it's not like that for Spider-Man 1. It has heart, and I really genuinely love it for that. And then my third one, it's gonna be a crazy fucking pick. It's actually Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker.
You motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm a big animated guy, as you can tell. It's so good because it deals with trauma and basically like, spoiler alert, the Joker dies in the TV show, or not the TV show. It happens in the movie, but it's based off of the same universe. He dies. Tim Drake kills him because he basically like tortures Tim Drake to become like a mini Joker. He kills him in like a moment of clarity, and then basically Joker dies. But then he returns in the future through like some technology, woo, magic. So, it's very much the same themes of like failure and like reconciling with grief, and it's just the trauma that comes with that event. Is basically just like Batman on the Red Hood. But yeah,
Fair enough.
yeah.
Actually expanding on your answer with like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies too. I feel like going back to what you said about the heart, I feel like those are one of like the only superhero movies that really captured the campiness of comic books in general so perfectly, like in live action, where yes, it is campy, but like it's still a very like these characters are still taking these situations very seriously too. And it kind of immerses you in that style in like the best way, which is why I also love like that first Raimi Spider-Man movie. Down to the writing.
I love how the city of New York feels so alive, and like the people are a big player in the Sam Raimi movies. Like, and I feel like that's
Yeah.
lost like in superhero movies like later on. Like these people stick up for Spider-Man, dude. Like there's multiple scenes throughout all 3 movies that are just they're like sticking up, they're throwing stuff at the Green Goblin to get him away. They're helping him carry him on the train in Spider-Man 2. They do something in Spider-Man 3, I'm pretty sure.
It
Yeah,
does
yeah.
a good job of
Jonah
setting the
Jameson
scale.
steals one girl's instant camera
That's right, yeah.
to try to take a picture of Spider-Man during a fight, but then the camera doesn't have any film in it.
That was fire, by the way. I watched that
Yeah.
again. That was really cool.
It's like it shows the scale, you know. You look at, I mean, to use like modern Avengers movies as an example, it's like it tries to have this really wide kind of scope, and it's like it, show like all of a New York City getting fucking obliterated by an alien ship. But then it's like you look at the Raimi ones, it's like the city feels big because you're in this area with a ton of people, and the people are all interacting, and they're pushing past each other, and like you said, they're helping them fight. Like it, it's not so much that you see this giant, wide establishing shot, but more of everything feels so real
Alive.
and lived in,
Yeah.
and alive, moving, like kind of what we were talking about earlier with everything needs to have a purpose. Like it's never just people are there to fill space. It's people are there because that is a living, bustling city,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah. 100%. Have you figured out
Okay.
your third favorite movie? Nate?
Yeah, but I just figured out right now. I can't believe I forgot. My third pick is not even like based on actual comic book. It's The Incredibles.
Oh shit.
I
Oh,
That's a
love
that's
that
like
good
a
one.
movie
technical
so
pick.
much.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good one though.
Yeah, because it's so like not even just as a superhero film, because not I feel like that's the one movie that captures the silver age of like superheroes perfectly, where it's like just a bunch of old dudes fighting crime in like the most campiest way possible, and how it ingrains it in the film story about like how legacy is also a big part of like superhero films and like family as well. It's like a really solid like family drama between this like got like retired superhero going through a straight up midlife crisis, literally remembering his glory days and wanting to relive that. But then in the context of superhero film, makes it feel like so much more elevated and human too. Cause like that's why I love superhero films in general. Like the type of stories I love in general, where it's something like supernatural or hyper fictional, but at the end of the day, there's something like human to its core. And I feel like that's what Incredibles really is, because sure, it's like a film about like these superheroes with these legacy, but it's also a family film about the end of the day, how these people overcome their own personal like problems they're going through, whether it's like um Violet just being angsty, or like the dad going through a midlife crisis, and Elastigirl literally trying to like be flexible and hold the family together, literally projected her powers, and how they come together as a family at the end of the day, and also as a superhero team. I find like really beautiful, and why that film always like holds up at the end of the day for me, and it's also like my favorite Pixar film.
That's a fire pick, dude. That's actually a fire
Yeah,
That's a
pick.
pretty good pick.
and it's a
That's a
fire
fire
film in
pick.
general too.
Oh shit, you're right. I do like the first Incredibles a lot. I think they kind of missed the mark on the second one, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's like a sequel, like fucking
Yeah.
10 years later.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Joseph, did
Here's
you ever
hope
say
for
your third
Incredibles
one?
3.
I don't think I did. I was kind of it. I was thinking about it this whole time. I was like, I don't think I know what my third one. Okay.
Just throw a quick
So
shout out
Hellboy.
there then.
So Hellboy is for sure like number one, and then really, really, really close behind it is the Batman 2022. And I think I'm gonna tell you what almost made it to number three
Hmm.
before I tell you number three, just to build suspense. But and there's some that I'm like I didn't know. I'm like, is it comic like Scott Pilgrim? I'm like, it's a comic book movie. It's not a superhero movie. Same with Judge Dredd, or I'm sorry, Dredd, not Judge Dredd. Dredd with Carl Urban. I'm like, it's not really a superhero movie. It's just a comic book movie. It's really good. And then I was like, maybe X-Men Days of Future Past, because I feel like I kind of have to put an X-Men one, but I think I'm gonna go with Amazing Spider-Man, directed by Mark Webb,
Ooh, the first
Oh
one?
shit.
the first one.
That's crazy. Not
I
even
rem-
I put that on my top three, dude. Holy shit.
here's my thing. I love the Tobey Maguire ones, right?
Yeah.
They're great. They're phenomenal. We all grew up with them. I have such a special place for them in my heart. But, and this is coming from me reading a lot of old Spider-Man lately. Old Spider-Man's a dickhead. Like
Yeah, no.
he is
100%, yeah.
he is not nice. I mean, like, and especially him as Peter Parker, like I think people have this kind of conception that like Peter Parker is really nerdy and timid, and it's like, no, he's kind of an ass. He's constantly just like talking shit on people and like pushing his way past and just being like, why doesn't anybody like me? It's because they're stupid. I'm not the problem. Like he's really kind of a jerk, and I think that one does a better job of portraying it. And I
I
don't
mean,
think
that's why
he's
he has to literally learn that with great power comes responsibility. Because
Yeah.
yeah,
He's a
and I
fucking
don't think
asshole when he gets his powers.
exactly. I don't think he's an amazing Peter Parker, but I think he's for me kind of the perfect Spider-Man. He's quippy, he's got the right build. I think he strikes these weird poses that I'm almost like, yeah, that looks like what a teenager trying to be like really cool looking and like a spider would probably like. And I'm sorry, I really like the suit. I dig it.
I
I
think
I think it's kind of cool, and I like that he made his own web shooters. I thought that was a really really nice take. I love the part where he's in the sewer
oh yeah,
and
yeah,
he's
yeah.
got the like
oh
the
yeah, that
webs and
is.
he's
I will
like
say
Yeah.
that is pretty
That's
sexy.
pretty
As
fucking
someone
fire,
who's
yeah.
not that into
it's
the
stuff
movie.
like that where I'm like it's so unique because I don't think they've done that in any other Spider-Man movie,
No.
not to my knowledge. Like you get stuff like that, or like the part with the knife, right? I mean, you get quips in other ones, but
Yeah.
just where he's just fucking with the dude. He's just like, oh no, my biggest weakness, small knives, and the guy's like,
Just
yeah, and
bullying
he
him,
just
dude.
webs him up. He pretends to sneeze and like hit them with another web. I'm like, it's so like over the top to where like if you knew this guy in real life and you're like sitting there watching him, he'd be like, really, dude? And I'm like, that's just so
He feels real,
funny to
and
me.
I
Yeah.
think at the end of the day he just feels real. Okay, here's the thing. I love the Amazing Spider-Man 1. I'm a huge Amazing Spider-Man 1 defender, and I get what you're saying. I love fucking Andrew Garfield in the role of Peter Parker and everything.
Mhm.
What a
And I
small
love the
hill to
human
die on.
connection. I know it's a small hill to die on. But I think movie wise, as a complete package, I think Spider-Man 1 just, for me at least, it edges out on top because it's just the pacing of the Amazing Spider-Man 1 wasn't that great.
That's fair. And I think for me
Yeah.
too, it's some of the things they did that I'm like that's really the first time we got a good Gwen Stacy on screen. I'm like I'm a Mary Jane hater. I don't like Mary Jane. I'm a big Gwen
It's
Stacy
because Kristen Dunst
supporter,
has
and
affected your
I
mind.
do blame Kirsten Dunst 100%. But it's like we get Gwen, and dude, just the scene of Peter like arguing with her dad at the dinner table of like, "You're wrong, Spider-Man's cool, you suck." Like,
Yeah.
That is a
I'm
pretty
just
fire
like,
scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
or like even when it's like when they like turn the crane so that he could like swing over to the building,
That
I'm
was
like
pretty cool. Yeah.
that to me gives a good sense of community. Or like when he sees it's Peter and he's like, "I'm gonna turn the spotlight off, you can go." Like I think it not maybe not as well as a movie like Spider-Man 2, but I do think it does a pretty okay job of establishing community and establishing like New York City as a living place. And like I think this is
I
gonna
think it
sound
also has
blasphemous.
my favorite Stan Lee cameo too, where he's just a
The
janitor listening to
janitor.
music and
Yeah.
they're
Yeah,
fighting in the
it's
background.
fire.
Yeah.
But and this is gonna sound really blasphemous, and I want you to know. I want to point out. I want to remind Sam Raimi's. He is one of my favorite directors. I rewatched the first two recently. They don't hold up as well as I remember.
Damn.
I mean they're great, but like I think in my mind I elevated them to such a higher standard that I upon rewatching them like they're just different. They're not necessarily like better than the other ones to me. They're just very different.
I also watched them recently, and I kind of get what you mean. I think 2 for me, Spider-Man 2 with Alfred Molina as Doctor Octopus. People say that it's like the pinnacle of like superhero movies. I
Yeah,
watched it recently, and I didn't think it was as good as the first one.
I agree. I
That's
think
what I
Alfred
think as well.
Molina
Yeah.
is an incredible villain. Like I
Yeah.
think he's the first time I think I've actually given a shit about Doc Ock because he plays him so well and it's so well written. But like the movie itself, I didn't love.
Also, I hate to fucking rag on her, but Kristen Dunst or Durst. Oh fuck! Wait, what's her name? I don't want to
Dunst,
get it
yeah,
wrong.
I think it's
Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst.
I don't want Kirsten Dunst like hate to be forced, but like she really doesn't do the character of Mary Jane Watson justice at all. I think
She's really unlikable in those films.
she's extremely
Yeah.
fucking Spider-Man's a big topic. We're gonna save that for another fucking
What?
episode. The
The whole
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
debate. Yeah,
episode?
the
Oh, I'm so
Spider-Man
Better
down.
be there for
episode, dude.
that. I
Holy
will
Dude.
shit,
read
man.
for that.
Oh, I don't believe you.
I also don't believe you.
I'll believe when I see it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So that's all we're gonna have time for today. This was Hey guys, Editor Robert here, and I just wanted to let you know that we are no longer the Dad Said Yes podcast. We are just the Mom Said No podcast. Thought it'd be a little confusing, so yeah. where we talk about all types of things from movies to games to comics. I'm Robert.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Joseph.
And have a good day.